I didn't know you were that sensitive. You actually remembered that. I'm so sensitive. I really can't answer a question from someone who's not interested in the question. I'm very interested in the question. Johnny Carson was iconic for keeping the Tonight Show smooth, but even he couldn't avoid genuine tension when guests brought real conflict to the couch. These are the most heated moments on Johnny Carson. Charles Grouton, the accusatory guest. Well, but look at you. I mean, you don't really care what I have to say, do you, honestly? No, I gotta do an hour a night. I'm looking for warm bodies. That's all. I can get 7 minutes out of you, I take a bundle, I go home to Malibu. Grouton presses Johnny with a prosecutorial tone, repeatedly asking if he even cares about his guests. It's aggravated by you asking me dumb questions like that. Well, I'm going to try to cut through the list, the question for the list, all right? I'm really asking you, man. Man, as though we weren't here. Yes, we are here, but as though we weren't here. Yeah, I'm here, I don't know about you. There are a lot of things I care deeply about. Deeply? Deeply? Come on. What do you mean, come on? Deeply? Of course. You? Yes, I can care about the human condition. Come on, like what? Don't you know what the human condition is? Yeah, but what do you care about the human condition? The sustained tension played in real time with no quick pivot back to laughs. Johnny had to defend himself instead of steering the conversation normally. The accusation hung in the air, making everyone uncomfortable. Dorothy Fulheim and Richard Pryor debate poverty. I think life is so much simpler now. Nobody starves in our country. Nobody has to go out in the corners to beg. You can go and get medical aid there. Nobody lives in the streets. There's some people that live in the streets here in this country. Yes, ma'am. Well, they don't have to. Well, tell them. This shifts hard from entertainment into confrontation, with full-time pressing Pryor on poverty and responsibility. I'll tell you something. That's it. You go hiding behind the fact that I must have a prejudice. Well, damn it, I don't. No, ma'am, I don't have a single. I wasn't hiding behind that. I was trying in Appalachia. I was trying to make a common denominator for the masses. Like if I use Appalachia rather than Watts, they would understand that better. The laughs got replaced by genuine tension, as Pryor refused to soften his answers. The debate got more direct with each exchange. Johnny tried mediating, but the heat kept building. Richard Pryor and Chevy Chase, the combative comics. I'm very sorry. In fact, though, that I have seen it, and it's hilarious. It's not quite as funny as mine, but it's very funny. Have you seen Chevy's special? I don't like Chevy. The jabs keep stacking, until the energy reads genuinely combative, with both guys trying to win the moment. Johnny had to manage the room instead of just enjoying the banter. So, we could all get going like at 8 and go right through until 11:30. You guys got the network locked up tomorrow night. How bad? The playful joking swung fast between laughter and sharpness. Neither comedian backed down, making the tension escalate. Orson Welles and Robert Blake, the dominance contest. Have you met Mr. Welles before? Mr. Welles? You make wimpy look skimpy. Well, you see, I'm fat and you're ugly, but I can tell you. The segment turns into a power struggle, with Welles throwing heavyweight lines and Blake snapping back. Neither one yields, making the exchange escalate into uncomfortable territory. The mood keeps edging from banter into are they actually mad territory. Johnny watches as the two battle for control. Lyndon Smith annoys Carson. Oh, I ain't interrupted you. No, you didn't interrupt me at all. Hello, doctor. And you were on Western Airlines with Lord Trimmingham or somebody. So you did you listen? Lord Trimmingham. Oh yes, of course. If I didn't, I wasn't aware that he had said that. You also know that, he said that, if you'd flown, among other things, you would know that Portland, Oregon was just about wiped out. We were on the map right for Portland. We've got ice up there that you wouldn't believe. And I believe it if you tell me. Johnny's patience visibly wears thin as Smith keeps rambling past natural endpoints, creating uncomfortable host losing control energy. Lemon juice. We ran out of that one night. The kids came in, they were standing and barking by the bed one night, and I had to give them, I didn't have the right ingredients. It was bourbon, and some antihistaminic, and some, molasses. It was so bad. They never complained again. So you know, if you make the cough syrup taste too good, they're in there every 20 minutes, coughing and barking and stuff. So you have to kind of watch that. But it does work if you know it's coming. Hey, you have a question for the doctor, Richie? About the irritation was real, not a punchline, with the audience sensing Johnny's struggle. Smith wouldn't stop talking, making Carson visibly annoyed. The segment showed what happens when a guest ignores every social cue. Ed McMahon and Johnny Carson, the on-air bicker. Why they call it the Swift? What does that mean? That's the silliest, the past of SWAT. I know that's the SWAT, yes, SWAT, thank you. Mates in the air. And even sleeps apparently glides. But for 3 years the bird never. Yeah, well, doesn't a shark continually swim? It never stops swimming. The shark never stops swimming, all it. Instead of the usual smooth desk banter, on March 18, 1981, the two fall into a visible on-air argument, where neither immediately backs down. What has that got to do with my swim? I mean, this you say, for the first 3 years this is all its life. It never stops swimming. But this bird is in the air. This shark is in the water. Be silly to see a shark flying around. Wait a minute. I failed to see the logic of this. A shark never stops swimming. A shark is buoyed by the water, its own weight. It can rest and move. But in the air, it's one thing to do this for 3 years. What makes it heated is that it plays like a genuine flare-up, not a planned bit. Johnny keeps the segment moving, but the edge hangs in the air. 3 million miles in that 3 years, and then lands now. I don't know what it does. Got to say, oh boy, I'm glad that's over. Think I'll give me a little shut ya here. Little nappy poo, under this tree. I don't know why I brought that up. I was stunned by that revelation. I did not know the sweat. For 3 years the bird does nothing but fly. The audience shifts uncomfortably, not sure if they should even laugh. Ed refuses to let it go, making the tension build. The rhythm feels off, like the show lost its footing. Viewers at home wondered if they just witnessed a real fight. Betty White and Joan Rivers, the competitive comics. You would think you were the only cover girl in town. Do you know I'm a cover girl? I'm surprised, but probably yes. Oh, and if you say you are, if you dare say who's that other on the cover, I can't review. You look fabulous in life. The two stop doing the typical polite couch chatter and start trading pointed digs, with each one escalating the previous line. You're so jealous. I asked you to come on tonight and look glamorous, and look what you showed up in. I am so. I like to think understated is a lot classier than all the stuff hanging out all over the. Well, it's just ridiculous. Little tassels on every can, you get them all going in opposite directions. It feels heated because it's competitive, with two pros trying to land the sharper shot. Betty delivers a line that gets a huge laugh, then Joan immediately tops it right after the back and forth accelerates, until it stops feeling playful. You look wonderful now. You can see yourself, seriously, because you're on a cover. Not a major publication, but nonetheless, not a major publication. Your dogs, I tell you, that's a very major publication. But your career, though, that's a good story. Now, it's funny because people wanted to be topless, but I said no. And weren't you? I so hard to tell. Johnny tries steering the conversation, but they're locked in battle. Each woman refuses to let the other have the last word. The segment proves two comedy legends can't share one spotlight easily. Betty's sweet persona disappears when Joan challenges her directly. Joan's quick wit meets Betty's unexpected sharpness head-on. The audience loves it, but there's a real edge underneath the laughter. Johnny's concern shows he knows this went somewhere unexpected. Marlon Brando and Zsa Gabor, the 1963 blow-up. Tom, brothers never get along. So Tom said, Jay, how would you like to come on a show called Bachelor's Haven? I said, I love it. Bachelor's Haven. Bachelor's Haven. Next day I got life cover, look cover. I got MGM studio contract for long-term just for being on this one show. Yeah, but I said such outrageous things. Somebody said, for example, what do you do if you break up the engagement? You have to give back the ring. Says you must give back the ring but keep the stone. Things like that. Multiple accounts described the May 15, 1963 appearance as a genuine on-set clash, where Brando arrived in rough shape, and the exchange spiraled into insults. Vague things about it. I almost fell down as I came in. I was so dead drunk I couldn't. No, you weren't. Now people ask about that show. You know what they do? You know what they do for people who don't know? They don't have the custom anymore, but they used to. They have a room back there, where everybody sits and talked before the show. and they used to serve drinks. It's actually rumored that the reason no footage was ever archived anywhere was because of this exact incident, preventing producers, the guests, and Carson from looking unprofessional. It's one of those rare Tonight Show moments people remember specifically because it wasn't TV tension, it was an actual fight breaking through the format. And the lights hit you, and you went, All of a sudden you sounded just like Stanley Kowalski from said, "Man, these lights are kind of bright, aren't they?" It was a great interview, one of the highlights of our show, so we've given that up to rerun it for me because it's a blurry. Brando showed up disheveled and clearly not in the mood for light banter. Gabber entered expecting typical couch flirtation and got hostility instead. So it happened and then you went on to make. George came back from London. I was making Moulin Rouge and I never stopped since working, and I really wanted to be a veterinary. Yeah, if you hadn't gone into acting, is there a chance that you would have done that? I still am. I have 5 dogs at home and 2 horses, and I would love to do that, but I have no time because I have to support all the animals, and so that costs lots of money, so I work as an actress. What can you do? Yeah. The exchange started awkward, then rapidly deteriorated. Gabber eventually stormed off, leaving dead air. The blow-up became a cautionary tale about booking volatile personalities. Ed McMahon appears wasted. I guess 7 or 8 years she's been appearing with us. About 9 years. About 9 years. Several plus several will be about 9. You said 7 or 8. No, I didn't say 7 or 8. I said several. Then you said 7 or 8, and I said 9. 9. Good. Thank you. Some of the animals. In April 1977, Ed McMahon came out on The Tonight Show, and he didn't seem like himself. Him rambling on about nothing visibly annoyed Johnny several times. Remember the animals that did something funny on your tie? Yes. Those little lions and little baby lions were 1-year-old. That's right. They are now treacherous and ferocious 10-year-old animals. Okay. Anyway, Joan Embry is here tonight. Huh? And she's now 32. That's right. He'd stare directly at the camera and just stare, showing millions of viewers at home his frustration. It's one of the few moments in talk show history where the host of the show is obviously fed up with their co-host. I love Joan. I'm the only one who went down to see Joe. Doc has never seen her. You've never seen her. I went to the wild. It's all right. It's okay. But you're upsetting me. No, I don't want to upset you. I went down, Joan, and I know you did. That's all right. Fine. Don't say no. What did I don't? I know her. I know you did. Ed kept talking in circles like he forgot what the point was. Johnny tried to nudge him back on track with small jokes, but it didn't help much. The silence in between their lines felt heavier than normal, like the whole entire studio could sense it. A few laughs popped up, but they sounded nervous instead of excited. Joan is an animal handler and a trainer, and you really think you're fooling everybody, don't you? No. And she also, I'm just here to do my best to help you. I know that. And she does her 3 horse shows a day. Did you know that? At the animal park. Boy, what? What an exciting idea. Would you like an army cotter or something? Maybe just to kind of catch up on a little nap? Little nappy poo just might snap you right out of it. They were mostly just from the awkward silence that kept happening so often. Ed's voice even seemed off, like he was tired or distracted. Johnny looked down at his desk for a moment, almost like he was trying to stay calm. By the end of Ed's segment, you could tell Johnny just wanted to move on to the next part of the show. These heated moments proved that even Johnny Carson's smooth hosting couldn't prevent real conflict from erupting on live television. He tried his best, and usually he could de-escalate most situations. But sometimes the composure of everyone broke live. The tension reminded viewers that live TV can't hide everything, no matter how professional the host. Carson's ability to recover from these disasters showed why he was the best in the business. The uncomfortable moments became just as legendary as the funny ones. Which heated moment do you think was the most uncomfortable to witness?